Lead CNBC financial analyst Giovanni Moraño discovered that a whopping 49%, almost half the entire Hispanic and Latin population in the United States, do not currently own a single investment. But compare that to only 28% of white males who do not own a single investment, such as stocks, bonds, crypto, or real estate. Hello, my name is Ryan Arias. I am the secretary for Lobo Finanza.
My name is Roy Lopez. I'm the CEO.
I'm Lobo, I'm the CFO.
I'm Nate Lopez, I'm the CTO.
I'm Jose, the CMO.
And I'm Miguel, the co-CMO.
As we all know, debt and financial instability are major issues for many people, and this can be especially challenging for Hispanic and Latino individuals and families. For too long, the community has struggled to access financial resources and education that we need to thrive. This has caused a cycle of debt and financial stress that has limited opportunities for growth and success. At Lobo Finanza, we believe that everyone should have the opportunity to grow and succeed and have a secure financial future.
Now on this set are pictures of all of our families. We all come from Latino and Hispanic households ourselves and have all seen firsthand the effects of financial instability. Me personally, I have seen my parents work tirelessly, working multiple jobs, taking out loans in an attempt to make ends meet. However, despite their best efforts, they still come up short due to financial illiteracy. Now in order to bridge the gap, our solution to this is to bridge the gap from financial literacy is by providing courses to Hispanic and Latino households and referring them over to licensed financial advisors.
This is Maria. She's a perfect fit for Lobo Finanza. As a 22-year-old who is generating income, she's likely new to managing her finances, and she may have little knowledge on financial planning. Maria is also a part of the Hispanic and Latino community who is often underserved in traditional financial institutions. With Lobo, she can access personalized financial guidance and education that is tailor-specific for her needs and cultural background.
Our second customer segment is David. Now David is a financial advisor, and the reason why he is a perfect client for us also is because he comes from a Hispanic background. So he too has seen in daily life the effects and the lack of resources for the Hispanic community. Now David is constantly looking to acquire new clients at a fraction of his cost, making him ideal for Lobo Finanza. So why Lobo Finanza? So at Lobo Finanza, we understand that trust is key to building any relationship, especially in finance. That is why we prioritize to build trust with our clients from day one. As members ourselves of the community, we are all deeply rooted in the same neighborhoods and communities we choose to serve. That is why we are partnering up with local institutions like churches and community centers to bring financial education to already safe spaces for these people, so that they are more likely to open up with their finances, and that once we feel that they have established a connection with us and are ready to move forward, we will then refer them over to our partnering licensed financial advisors.
Transparency. We also prioritize transparency in everything we do. We will give out clear, precise, and understandable information for our clients so they can make the best possible decision when making their finances. We believe that transparency is key in building trust with our client, and our clients deserve to know exactly what they're getting when they work with us.
Finally, at Lobo Finanza, we believe that personalized attention is vital when it comes to financial planning. We know that all financial situations are unique, so we will get to know you, your needs, and your goals before we provide any products or services. As well as, we will not refer you to a licensed financial advisor until we are confident that we have the right fit for you. So here's a look at our competitors. In Charge Debt Solution and Sumo Wealth. In Charge Debt Solution offers online courses for individuals who are trying to learn about debt management and become financially literate. Sumo Wealth also offers pre-made courses for the Hispanic community to further their knowledge in financial literacy. But this is how we differentiate. We provide one-on-one courses online and in person. We also prioritize the Hispanic community that is locally in the Central Valley.
Here's our advertisement. So we actually have two advertisements since we have two different customer segments that we need to be advertising to. Our first advertisement is for our business to customer segment, and this would be for Maria, the Hispanic person that is generating income and may not be too knowledgeable on how to handle their finances. Since we are advertising to the Hispanic community in this, it is in Spanish, and it says cuida tu familia, cuida tu dinero, which means take care of your family, take care of your money. And our second advertisement is for business to business. And this would be for David, the financial advisors that are in need of clients and want to connect to the Hispanic community.
Now after you would have clicked on the advertisement, it would take you to our landing page. On the header of our landing page gives a brief description of what our company is about. Under that is a preview of what a course may look like. Next to the video is where you would fill out your information if you have interest. Under that is our three unique values: trust, transparency, and personalized attention.
Okay, so our total addressable market is the state of California, and within the state of California it is the Hispanic population over the age of 18, which is a total of about 12 million individuals, with an estimated revenue of about 6.1 billion. And our serviceable addressable market, which is Fresno County, is a total of 321,000 with a potential revenue of 160 million. Right now, our total market share is 87 people with a revenue of 43,500, which is 0.03 market share. Our startup costs are $1,300 with an initial round of advertisement and administrative fees. And our year one cost would be $21,766 with marketing, administrative fees, and website maintenance. So our prices to the consumer are completely free, with the business paying that. The business would be paying $500, which would be the financial advisor, and we got this price through a survey done of 800 financial advisors by Kitsy's Research. They found that the average price a financial advisor pays for a lifelong client is $3,000. So if we can provide a lower cost for them, they would be enticed to go through us to do their marketing and get their clients. So our year one revenues are $43,500, and our total profit from the first year would be $22,680. And as we go along, our profits will grow through investing more of our money into more advertisement and diversifying the ways we acquire clients.
So join the pact with Lobo Finanza to a financial freedom. Awoo! Thank you.
Who do we address when we talk to you? I can't remember who, CEO. How did you guys come up with the name? And if you interpret that directly into English, what does that say?
So directly into English, it would be Wolf Finance. And the reason why we chose this name was because me and CTO Alex Romero both are a fan of the movie Wolf of Wall Street. So because of that, we chose the Wolf. And then being a financial company, we chose Lobo Finanza.
Do you know who the protagonist of that story is?
Like the title of the movie.
I think that genuinely though, you might really want to consider that, because wolves are very predatory. And I feel like you might have some issues with this, with predatory people trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah, I didn't know how to tiptoe around that one, but, you know, you can have the whole business idea, and, you know, maybe consider a name change, because you want to instill like confidence. These people are already nervous about their money. They'd rather put it under their mattress than put it, you know what I mean? Like they don't know anything about this, and now some people that have knowledge more than them, they're going to trust them with their money and wonder how do they get it back. And even the husband and wife are going to have differences of opinion if they like financial literacy. Like the wife might say, you know, like we really should do this. You know, he says that if we put away, you know, 10% per month, that in 3 years we'll have this, and that can help pay for. And the husband might say, no, who knows what they're really doing with it, or how do we get it back when we need it? Like how, you know, there's a lot of things. So I think instilling a softer confidence that you got him. I know that's not the first thing we should say after a pitch is like, hey, can you consider changing your name?
Well,
but
I do want to interject just for a second. So being one of their instructors, I gave them the same advice. And then I got an education on what the wolf means in Mexican culture. Are any of you able to speak to that? Or is it just from the movie? Because once I found out the pride and what a wolf means in Mexican culture, then I was educated because I thought the same thing too. Like, predatory. I know, I'm told Wolf of Wall Street. I know. I'm just saying. So, do you guys know anything about what it means in Mexican culture, the wolf and what it represents?
The wolves stick together in packs.
Anything more?
Well, I can't pronounce the name, but we were also looking at it towards, there's an Aztec god, which his silhouette is a wolf, and he also is about connection and pride within the community. So that's where we also work. It was like to be a counter if we got the same feedback. It's how we came back to our instructor, is that they're the Aztec warrior as well.
So maybe a wolf pack would be more appropriate. Wolf pack investing.
well, they said join the pack. That's their slogan is join the pack. So they already met that one.
That isn't.
That's what they said. Well, you guys know, you can check that out. Maybe there's a tremendous amount of like instilled pride in that, and it's to communicate something different. While I'm talking already, you guys did a good job on your sharing the mic, so to speak. Everybody getting a chance, and each of you following through. Just as pitch related. This one in the middle right there. If you get a little stuck, sometimes, sorry I forgot your name, if you get a little stuck, don't worry about exactly the way you memorized it, that's just kind of happens on the stage, But when you comprehend all that you're presenting, you can roll off that and say it a little bit of a different way or whatever, and nobody notices. Remember, what you thought you were going to say and what we thought you were going to say, two totally different things. We have no idea what you were going to say, so don't feel jitters about that sort of thing, So I think the presentation was strong. Back to the business and kind of looking into the business. I think that that quote you made at the beginning, which I think was you, about the percentage of financial literacy, was that an American? Was that all of America? Was that California, or what was that?
Yeah, that was all of America.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, so the lead CNBC financial analyst, Giovanni Morano, discovered that only 49%, almost half of the entire Hispanic and Latin population in the United States do not currently own a single investment, and then it was 28% of white males who do not own a single investment.
So 49% don't have a single investment.
Exactly.
And what percent, well, how many does that equal? Because you gave us California's population of Latino, but you didn't do the nation. Do you have that?
Our CFO said 60 million.
The total Hispanic Latino population, I believe, is around 60 to 66 million.
That are over 18 and could invest.
Oh no, just in general. Over 18, I believe it is around 55, and the 49% would be around 27 and not investing.
Challenge those numbers, look into them a little closer. I think it might be higher, but you're definitely into some. I mean, 60, let's just say it was 60. Let's say 60 is all of them, not just over 18. And now you got a whole marketplace that's 50% no investment. That's a huge offer that you guys are making. You definitely identified an area of need.
Yeah.
Now it's about making what you offer fit that and make that connect. And you said that in your 3 points. Your 3 points, the third point was personal attention. That's good. This is going to take a lot of personal attention, and you can't put it all on the financial advisors. They're going to use their own staff. They have to. They got to get personal attention. But are they bilingual? First of all, you know, why do they want to represent you, even if they pay you $500? But there's some, like he was saying, a shark or somebody that's not going to take care of them. Now you got them doing the adverse of what you want. You want to help this situation. So screening, getting the right guys. If you were to start just a template in Fresno, the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce would be a great place to have a discussion and tell them what you're looking at doing, and maybe talk to them. You can do your pitch to them and see who comes out of that. See, a Chamber of Commerce are business leaders, but they're specifically Hispanic. And it's a big group. Fresno's got a big one. So if you need an introduction to them, I can probably help you with that. I think you should pitch to them. I think you should see who comes out of the woodwork to help you ideate with this. That's all I have.
Yeah, Dora Westerland, the head of the Hispanic Chamber, she probably, they are excellent at getting grant funding, and this is the type of thing I almost guarantee you that there is grant funding available to help in this subject matter. And she probably would know about that, and there may be even grants available, you know, a few $1,000s, who knows what, through them to help pursue this idea. Definitely we're talking about Hispanic Chamber. Dora's definitely it's a great organization. I want to be clear on what your MVP is. What are you actually offering? What is that?
So these are the 3 key points we have for the MVP. We're still in development of the course, so we can't show you what the course will look like now. But the course is going to be an introduction to financial literacy, focusing on these 3 key points: trust, transparency, and personalized attention.
So these people are going to sign up, and so you're approaching. Who are you approaching to try? I mean, how are you marketing? Who are you marketing to?
Right. So we have 2 marketing segments. We have one that's for us going out to the client, and then us reaching out to the business financial advisors. Excuse me. So for the clients, we mentioned that we were going to be going to community safe zones like churches, community centers, and there they already have a trusted, established safety. So by inserting ourselves into that trusted zone, they are more likely to open up about their finances and be willing to hear a free pitch on financial literacy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And once again, I will go back to the Hispanic Chamber. They are a community fund, CTFD, a community fund. They loan money. They are now authorized to loan money, and on a small level in the community. And so having their people that they work with have some financial savvy would probably make them even happier, right? And would probably enable more of the population to be eligible for getting loans or financing or help through them. And so I could see potentially this being a service that could be offered through the Hispanic Chamber. They would just say, hey, use these guys, use Lobo or whoever, to make it as a service that they use for everybody, and then they would then have the financial advisors like that, things like that. Definitely worthwhile that conversation there. So they basically are going to be taking classes, and then you're also going to then be matching them to the financial advisor. Is that correct? That's what that product is.
Correct.
And the financial advisor is the ones paying the cost.
Correct.
Great presentation. Everyone was very personal. You did a great job there. I could hear everyone. The thing that really concerns me is you're undercutting yourself by $1,500. And you're going into a market that you know is very challenging. So that means you have to spend extra time. So $500 to me, and you're undercutting yourself from that $2,000, you're going to be working probably 3 times harder than anyone else. Is $500 enough?
Great question.
Well, because you have to spend more time with your demographic. Your demographic is scared. They do not trust anyone. Trust is built over time. It's not 2, 3. It's however long it takes. That's what I'm concerned about. You're undercutting yourselves by $1,500 because the average is $2,000. I'm sorry, $3,000. I wrote down. Okay, even more. I heard $2,000. I heard $2,000.
I heard 30, but he was vocalizing.
Well, it changed halfway across the room. Well, you're not even going to
So, I guess $3,000. So you're undercutting yourself by even more. $100. It's a lot of time spent. Can you hold off that long, your whole group, and getting paid $500 return for all the time you're going to spend with clients or potential clients? I think that's my biggest concern.
It has to do with, developing a business model that works, getting the money it's out there. That's what your numbers are showing, your canning, your SAM and all that. But having a business model that functions as part of this process, that's what's tough.
I think if you gathered the people, like one of my colleagues over here was saying on one of the last pitches, was you gather the people first. You got a following. You got to do that. You get them, and then you have a whole bunch of them that have registered because you went to a community center, in town, and they all came to a free seminar, and then they signed in. And you just do that over and over and over until you have several thousand of them. Somebody's going to pay more than $500 because they're going to net much more than that. Not only that, don't forget, a financial advisor gets something every year. Every year he gets something for that person as they stay in there with him. It's not a lot, but there's something every year. So you potentially could build in something so he's having to kick you back something to say, we'll just, in insurance they call it continued education, like in real estate they call it continued education. They just find a way to keep digging you and keep getting a little bit. Might as well play the game, that's the way it goes. You want to stay in this game, you want to keep playing, all right. We'll keep your membership active and we'll have more leads coming. Go ahead and pay your annual and whatever that is, and then now you're building, you're developing. And this thing is not localized. It should be practiced locally. It should be pitched locally. It should be incubated locally. You've got a perfect market to incubate this locally, and this could go nationwide. You've got a lot of work to do, though. I mean, there's just these details have to happen. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, to go off of what Josh was saying is that, you guys have a really good market that you understand, that it is definitely underserved, and you've clearly demonstrated that. But I think the biggest issue that you're going to be running into is that word right there, which is trust. And I know that you guys keep on saying that throughout the pitch, and I kind of want you to work through that with me, starting with the first ad that you made. That was all in Spanish. You guys can go with that. Because having trust means that you guys are looking at the details and why is there English on there? Why is there learn more on this complete ad for Spanish, right? For me, as someone who's not bilingual, that would throw me off, and I would probably not click on that ad because, it's not in Spanish unless I'm misunderstood and not Spanish literate would learn more. But there's that. I think focusing on the trust is a huge thing. Having yourself be the wolf of Wall Street, it's going to be kind of difficult to do that. Saying stuff like that, it's going to be difficult, especially when you're pitching it to potential judges or investors. That's really tough, guys. Really tough to do. But I think also the verbiage that you use is incredibly important. The words you use have meaning, and saying words like inserting ourselves into the churches is not exactly like community-based. That's more like we're trying to just get as much money out of the church as we can. Connecting with the churches, cooperating with
That's
them.
our locker room talk. That's okay in the locker room.
It's different on the stage. You want to reel in big fish? Don't tell your client that he's your big fish. All right, that's not nice, right? You want to make sure that they trust you. And a lot of this that goes back to building up that trust through the workshops, right? Through the courses that they do, which is completely free on them. But what about all the users that go through your courses and then they don't convert, right? How many of those? Like, there's no skin in the game, it seems like, for them, where they can show up. If they like it, they can continue talking to you, and if they don't, then they can move on. But I'm just trying to wonder if there's a more effective recruitment tool for that, so that way you can have higher conversions than just people who want to hear what you have to offer. Oh, you want me to spend $500 or $2,000 just to get in it? Whatever it is, they might not enjoy that. So I think that focusing on your marketing and reaching out to that core demographic that you've already identified is critical. The words that you use have meaning. And last thing on the last slide. I do not like your logo. Your not your logo. Your email, the blue on blue. Very hard to read.
I didn't even know it was there.
You're welcome, everybody. So you definitely want to update that and just making it that way. And like I said, it's the trust with consistency, making sure that all your details are nuanced. Make sure all your I's are dotted and all your words are Spanish, right? So.
First off, great presentation. I think for me, the avenue that I would take, and when my counterparts over there said it, when I mentioned the last group of like getting that core base of users that use your platform or use your app is probably a good starting point for you guys. And to do that, it seems like it's a passion for all of you guys, which is great, and to make work and life so much easier when you have that passion. But I think looking at the community grant and that source for your initial income to get that base and start establishing that trust, because financial in any realm is a hard market to build trust in. There's a lot of people that have been burned, and especially in our current culture of how fast things move and internet and everything else like that. I'm sure every adult in here, anybody that's ever made a paycheck has had some kind of financial burn at some point, and building trust in that is really, really hard, and it's going to take you a lot of time. So going the avenue of like getting grants and kind of almost being, I want to say a nonprofit, but that direction and like that mindset of like, hey, how are we going to get grants and government aid to then influence this community that we want to, and then start from there. And then you can go to those financial planners and say, hey, look, we have this book of business, and we have 10,000 people that trust us, that have come to us for financial education, that you can tap into. We have a vetting system for you that makes sure that you fit into our ethos and our culture, and that are going to be good people, so that they're not sharks in the water. And then you can then exponentially expand your business from that point. But I think starting with that customer base first, going the grant avenue, and really looking at like how you can influence, because I can see that it's a passion for you guys and your culture, and I think it is something that is definitely needed in a lot of ways. And so I think there's a lot of potential in there in that aspect. There's another point I was going to make. One of the things I didn't see on your starting up costs, if you go to that slide from here real quick, and maybe I can just see if I missed it. So you put $1,300 for advertising and administrative fees. When you get into the financial world, there's a lot of licensing. I worked in the banking industry for 5 years. I was licensed for every type of thing I could possibly sell to people. And I know it costs Chase Bank thousands and thousands of dollars to get that licensing. Now, obviously, you're not selling, you're not looking about financial advisor, but there are certain requirements you have to have if you're going to speak finances to people. So I would definitely reassess that value and what that cost is. And then my other question to you guys is how are you going to create this education? Are you guys writing this, or are you buying it off of somebody, and what are the costs actually creating this education series for these people? Because I have a feeling it's going to be more than $1,300. So,
Making sure that you understand that we need to trust this course.
They already have courses that they partner with, that they teach themselves as well there. So we're thinking of partnering with them in a way, as well as we have a contact at Wells Fargo that we're in talks with, where he's looking to help us out create a course as well. So yes, we're gonna have a course there, and in terms of getting it out to them, where it's gonna be, there's a platform that we're looking into right now called Uscreen, where it allows us to have, they designed a whole website where it's like, think Netflix. So you can go through courses, they have different genres, and you can select there. So we're thinking of having two websites, one for the business and one for the client.
Another avenue that could be partnership is an early financial planner that you connect with. I know ours does this for our staff, but we do a donuts and numbers breakfast once a quarter for our staff, that our financial planner will come out. He hosts a breakfast for all of our staff, and he does like a how to pay for college this year, how to do this type of thing. And so they have those credentials, they can teach that course, and then if it's something where they're your first financial advisor, they don't pay for the first year or whatever, then you're getting some of those courses for free. So it's been happy to get some of that information. So, but overall, I think it's a really good presentation, and there is definitely a market need for something like this. So good job.
All right, thank you, guys.